I wanted to try something different there. There we go. Hey everyone, it's another edition of Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays. I'm one of your hosts, Val the Voice Johnson, but it is it's a very interesting Tuesday, one of the Tuesdays here in July. I am excited for another good week. A lot of good things have been happening, but definitely I want to get right to what we're going to be chit chatting about on tonight. And of course, I think Coach Tony is on his way in. He just sent me a text and says I'm on my way, which is cool. But we're going to be talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner and just kind of his legacy, and then also a couple of things regarding the recent firing of Stephen Colbert. This is a show that I've watched mainly on YouTube, but definitely I want to get into it. But like I said, go ahead, let somebody know that you're here. It's Interlude Section Presents Talk on Tuesdays, which is getting started right about now. Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays. And we're here, we're back, we're doing our thing. And of course, I want to make sure that I take care of the business first. If you guys are here, oh, I see Jules is in the building. Grand Rising, good to see you. Uh, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Some people are starting to realize what is happening. But Interlude Section Presents Talk on Tuesday. Myself and Coach Tony. A DJ saved my life. It is the book from myself where I give you guys the ABCs of starting your own podcast. And I don't know, for some reason, I like the picture that was taken at this photo shoot that I did earlier this year. Coach likes it, but of course, we're doing our thing. And I'm excited about it all because it's the book. And I believe I have figured out how to put it on the website. So, I'm signing these copies. I'm all excited about it. So, of course, you guys go ahead and pick it up. And I'm looking for, that's right, the print book of A DJ Saved My Life is now available. And if you want your signed copy, when you purchase it, you just say, I'd like a signed copy of it. And so I'm getting it on the website. So it is available. The digital one is available on purelighthousmedia.com. But of course, if you buy the digital, let me know. Hey, I bought this digital, but I actually want the print. So you let a sister know what is going on. Oh my goodness. And of course, one of our affiliate sponsors is KeySpot. Oh, so excited about KeySpot. They are growing in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. And of course, Cynthia McAllister is a person who worked on my website, purelighthousmedia.com. Please go to keyspot.app.com /free. So if you have a small business that you want to grow and let other folks know about it, every third Thursday of the month, she has a gathering of talented business folks like myself that come on and we find out if we're able to help you. So KeySpot, connect, share, and grow. Always excited to do that. And of course, Coach Tony, he has his IG page. But before we get to that, I've been putting a lot of stuff on Patreon. I love this space. We have a couple of folks that have joined for free. I'm always excited when you guys do that. But of course, it's Interlude Section Presents Find Your Voice. It's a Patreon page. So you want to go ahead and join us on that. And of course, I'm posting on there about some behind the scenes. It's a little too warm to do the Purple Robe Diaries, but I also posted exclusive content of me doing comedy because I'm getting back into it. I want to go back and do stand up. So that stand-up information is only on Patreon. It's not even on our YouTube channel. And of course, Coach Tony. Oh my goodness. We have been working hard on his IG page. And of course, that's a fun thing. You could go ahead and scan the QR code but you can find him on, what is this? IG, the Pull Up Podcast Show, at the Pull Up Podcast Show. And of course, that's a fun thing to do with that. Oh my goodness. So yesterday I want to let you guys know, and I was hoping Coach would be here by now, but it doesn't matter. And I see you guys are chatting. What's going on? I see Mr. Springer's in the building. How you doing, Mr. Springer? Good to see you. And here's a good question. Is it a hard cover? No, it's a soft cover. So you could put it in your purse and put it here. I sent Mr. Springer his copy of his. And Mr. Springer, I'll be asking you for a review, because for the folks that have this book already, I's gonna need a review. We'll do that later. We'll come back to that. But yes, it's a soft cover. So I sign it in here, and then I'm working on getting, what do you call that? Book tour dates and some other things. And so I like it. Oh, Jules, thank you so much. She says the digital copy is amazing. And I appreciate that so much. I appreciate the compliment for that. But a friend of mine named Delano A. Johnson designed this cover. And every time I look at it, when I look at the face, I think of my friend Princess. This Princess looked at it and says, "Is that me?" I said, "No, it's not you." And this is definitely not AI. There's so many AI things that are being created. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, so the book, I'm really excited about it. And you guys have been so supportive, so supportive. You know, when you are online, you're straight chilling. You're like, I was working on the Pull Up Podcast Show, and Coach Tony, what was so amazing is that he had his son come on. I was so proud of what happened yesterday. I literally had the night off, although I was a little bit of a mama bear. I went ahead and still checked some things out. But what was so good was that Coach Tony's son, Little Tone, we trained him over the weekend to actually run the show. Congratulations to Little Tone for coming on board to help do and be an administrator and do the graphics, to change the pictures, to do the little bit of a research. He said he felt things were a little bit going quickly for him, but I was thinking, no, he did pretty well. And for that, I was thinking, you did a great job. Thank you so very much, Little Tone. And let me see. I think, Dexter McCluster was our guest on last night, and Coach was just really excited to have his son on. And so let me see if I can bring this up. I was like, I attended an event here in Chicago with my cousin who was out of town for that. And so I was just excited that, if you have something, you want to make sure that you train the babies to do the good thing. And so I think here at the very beginning here we go. That's his son. And the funny thing is that I came on very briefly I just put up his graphic. I did this on my cell phone. I was just like, okay, is everything going okay? I was being like a little mama bear. But that's Coach Tony, and that's his son. And they ran the show, which was really good on yesterday. And it was good to have that conversation with Dexter, and Dexter letting Coach know all about what's happening with him. And then, of course, Tony is always attracting some of the quality folks to come here with his show, the Pull Up Podcast Show. But I was like, thank you so very much. So, but I was doing the research for the show, excited to make sure that I had all of that happening. And then probably around, I want to say about 12:30, 1 o'clock, I saw a story about Malcolm Jamal Warner. And I was thinking initially, I'm like, that's a fake story. That's not true. I just kept, and then I looked away, and then I was like, well, let me scroll some more. And I didn't even scroll too much further. And then I saw I think Essence reported it, Reuters reported it, Associated Press reported it. And then as I was getting more and more confirmation of what happened for real, I think I got through with as much as my work as I possibly could. And then I think I took a moment to cry as if this was a family member. I think we're only about 9 or 10 months away from each other in age. He was born in August of 70 and I was 71 April. So technically, yeah, he's my big brother, but we were right there in age. We were right there. Kind of the backstory. I was in, what was this? I was doing, grammar school. I attended grammar school, and I attended grammar school with a bunch of kids. And there was a kid that was in Catholic school. And here in Chicago, if you attended Catholic school and public school, there was some kind of status that was attached to. If you attended a Catholic school, you were considered better than a person that attended public school. But the mom, she was a tough teacher at the school that the after school program was. And the daughter, she told me, you know what, I'm getting ready to audition for this show, but I got to travel to New York and I'm going to see if I'm going to get it. And she had been auditioning for television roles. Her mom was trying to get her into acting. And I was like, you going to New York? She said, yeah, I'm going to New York. I was like, okay, well, good luck. I didn't think anything about it. I was thinking, this is Mrs. Bledsoe's daughter. She's gonna go do some acting. We kind of bonded because I was nerdy. She went to a Catholic school. People didn't like her at the time. I don't know what was going on. It's just kids are mean and they're just ridiculous. So if you recognize the last name, you are correct. Tempest Bledsoe. She auditioned for the Cosby Show and she got the role. And before I realized it, I was thinking, I am over the moon with wanting to support the show. I really wanted to ask you guys what you all thought, what was kind of your favorite moments from the Cosby Show, because when Tempest got the role and I started watching her on television every week, I was thinking, this is freaking me out. Oh my goodness. And so Lisa Bonet, Sandra LaBeouf. Okay. It's not Rudy. It's Keisha Knight Pullman and Malcolm Jamal Warner. So you had Bill Cosby, who created the show around his real family. And I believe his son, Bill Cosby's real son's name was Ennis, but unfortunately his son passed away. I think just before the show started. I think he died sometime in the 80s. But the show was kind of reflective of his family. And the Cosby Show was, I want to say, one of the top shows, not black shows, just shows in general. On NBC, it was number one for years. It spun off A Different World in 87 off of the Lisa Bonet's character, Denise Huxtable. And Theo was a staple. I, along with many other people, just felt like you knew who he was. He's a character. That's what he is. And I don't know. I'll look here in the comments and see what you all are talking. And yeah, Ennis. Okay. So Ennis passed away in 1997. Thanks for that, Jules. But I knew, unfortunately, this was something that I just didn't understand it. There were so many people that were heartbroken. I think the most impactful one that I saw was the post from Yvette Nicole Brown. And I think she had on hers processing, and she got emotional, and you didn't see her, you just saw her looking at the camera deadpan. Because I'm thinking, if I am a person that's admiring someone from a distance and I don't really know him, how impactful is it for Malcolm, for the people that he was around? He's got the role at age 14. He did a few things just before the Cosby Show. And I want to read what I posted on my Facebook. I see we have our guest here, which is wonderful. But I want to make sure that I read this. And in fact, I'll just go ahead and show it too. The temptation to show some of my favorite scenes from the Cosby. You guys could let me know what some of your favorites are. But I said, I'm not processing this well. I feel like I just found out a family member just left me without permission. Yet who am I to demand God keep the ones you love, even if it's just from a distance? My childhood friend told me she got a part in a network show and she would have to travel to New York to relocate there soon. We were playing during the after school breaks, and her mom, Mrs. Bledsoe, was a tough teacher at my old grammar school. A year later, my childhood friend Tempest was on one of the biggest shows in television history. And all I could say was, dang, you auditioned and got that show? So my personal connection to the Cosby Show was through Tempest. But by the end of season 1, I fell in love with all of the characters, especially Theo. The show mimicked the creator's family, Bill. And the one thing I noticed, Malcolm never spoke out or degraded Bill Cosby during the times when some ugly truths or alleged truths that were coming out that surfaced about his former TV dad. I always respected the class Malcolm carried throughout his time on Cosby and beyond. And when the final season was built around Theo's graduating from NYU, I ended up graduating from there myself. I always got emotional watching the final series finale when Bill and Felicia, as Heathcliff and Claire, both danced together off the set into the audience. I knew that there would be no more new adventures with the Cosby Kids. And from that time on, Malcolm and Eddie, to his Grammy Award-winning performance of poetry on Robert Glasper's Black Radio CD, I've always supported Malcolm from a distance, celebrating his wins in acting, music, and most recently podcasting. Not All Hood podcast was a venture I was checking out and listening to as a fan of Malcolm, and grateful to be introduced to his podcasting partner, Candace O'Kelly. They had just celebrated a year doing the Not All Hood podcast on May 31st of this year. Well, God, thank you for allowing Malcolm to share his gifts with the world. We are blessed by all the laughter, all the poetry, all the serious acting, and the great music Malcolm put his hand to while he shared the earth with us. He was and will continue to be a brilliantly blessed beacon of light. Rest well, my brother, as you said in my favorite Robert Glasper song, shine and fly high. I have no idea why I'm sitting up here trying to get emotional. I have no idea why I'm feeling like that. All I know is that I felt like I knew him from the shows that he did. I felt like I had a personal connection with him. But millions of others thought of Theo as either their big brother or their little brother. My feed, after probably a little bit later, like at about 11 or 12 o'clock at night, every other post was about Malcolm. Every other post. And I'm sitting here going, what an impact that you made in your 54 years. And another fun fact, Malcolm was born on August 18th. Everyone's thinking, oh, that's a date on the calendar. But for me, that's very significant because that's when this woman showed up in 1936. Malcolm and my mother shared the same birth date. So that was just very powerful and sensitive to me. I'm going to find out where Coach is, but like I said, I see our guest is here, and I'm probably going to go ahead and ask him about his thoughts on Malcolm Jamal Warner, and then he's going to let us know about some wonderful things that are happening regarding the Divine Nine. I think I've heard of the Divine Nine because I have a lot of people that have pledged, and I know a little bit about that. One last thing before I go to break, I definitely want to do. I have all of these pictures, and they're doing something funky over here. I did a poll. I did a poll on Interludes podcast on my Facebook, and I said I'd like to find out what's your favorite scene with Malcolm Jamal Warner as Theodore Huxtable. What was your favorite? Now, what was this? So 12% said it was the Real World episode. I don't know if you all remember the Real World. They took everything out of the house. They took the clothes and everything out of the house, and they threw him in the real world. And Cockroach, Carl Anthony Payne from Martin, he was the CEO of Cockroach Oil, but they didn't have a phone. The Gordon Gartrell shirt episode. You all remember that? Trying to get Justine back. That would be where Cosby taught him to sing the blues, and he had to, Justine. That video was going around a lot too. Dance Mania. That was kind of like, I don't know if that was supposed to be a version of Soul Train or American Bandstand, but it was a fictitious show. And him and Cockroach, they got tickets to go to Dance Mania, and he let Cockroach go in when only one person was allowed to get in, and he got upset, and Claire had to check him. That would be Felicia Rashad's character. And then the pilot episode, that was Cliff's conversation with Theo about regular people. Do you want to know, out of all of those that I listed, there's probably tens of more, the one that was the number one of these scenes, according to the voting, it was the Gordon Gartrell shirt episode. That one. That's people's favorite. And right after that was the Dance Mania one. So I'm excited. We're going to get to chit-chatting with our guests on a little bit right after our commercial, but I definitely would like for you guys to think about some things that you thought about Malcolm, and I'm going to be right back after these messages. Here we go.
Are you a small business owner looking to grow? Introducing the KeySpot mobile app. I'm Cynthia McAllister, owner of the IT company Quality SAP. Since 2016, we have been supporting small businesses and help them promote and share their businesses, services, and events across the country. KeySpot is more than just an app. We are a network providing community. KeySpot, connecting communities and supporting small businesses.
Welcome back to Interlude Section Presents Talk on Tuesdays. And I'm your host, Val the Voice Johnson. And of course, we're excited. We have a guest here, and I'm really excited to bring him through. Coach Tony is a part of Kappas. I don't want to get anything else wrong. I just know that he's a Kappa. I see Coach, I believe, is coming here. I think he is here. Coach, you're here right on time. Are you still trying to get your mic up?
No, I'm good.
You good? That's what I'm talking about.
It only took me one time to see this stuff, and I'm good.
It's wonderful. So, Coach, I'd love for you to introduce your guest on tonight because we just did a commercial. We're going to circle back to Malcolm Jamal Warner because I know you got some thoughts, but let's introduce your guest right now.
Man, it's a good thing to have my brother Rob Wingfield on the show tonight. Just like myself, part of the Divine Nine, Phi Beta Sigma Incorporated. Wanted to be a Kappa, then they came to blue and white, like we crunched the cream. I love him though, but he's going to talk to you guys about something that they've created. That's when I say is nice. If you are part of the Divine Nine, you're sitting here in the Nashville area, want to be a part of some things that's going on. You guys want to hear this conversation. Let's bring my boy to the stage, Brother Rob. Come on to the stage, baby.
Hey, Rob, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Greetings, everybody. It's good to see you guys.
So, how you doing tonight, my brother?
I'm doing great. I'm bringing a great message from the Pi Eta Sigma chapter here in Williamson County, Tennessee, and we are really excited about a upcoming event on August the 2nd.
Man, let's let everybody know, man, what part of the Divine Nine you belong to.
I am a member of the wonderful organization Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, the Pi Eta Sigma chapter here in Williamson County, Tennessee. It's been an honor to be a member of it for the last 6 years, and no shade on any other organization, but we are the best. So
that's not to us. Y'all come up out to us, but it's all good. That's a little bitty brother. I just want to beat the big brother. So, but the cool thing about it, man, when I saw this Greek games, I was like, man, this is different because when I got here to Nashville years ago, we used to play the Divine Nine sports competition, basketball. I thought that was cool. It was a Greek league. Mm-hmm. Man, we had fun. Us, you guys, Alpha, the Qs, just having a little bit of fun every single week, coming out more than anything, just fellowshipping. Because at the end of the day, man, the Divine Nine, we got to stick together, trying the best to teach the youth as we move forward. Tell us a little bit about the Divine Nine Greek games, how it came about, what you guys looking to do, and how can people participate?
Yeah, of course. The D9 Greek Games is an inaugural event where basically we're taking the fun of an old school field day and just infusing it with D9 energy to the brim. So we're going to have everything from a tug of war to sack race to even a strolling showdown. So this is an opportunity for you to represent your organization, or anybody who's in the Divine Nine can represent their organization, sign up with a team or sign up a team and participate and see if your team has everything to win and be number one. So we're looking forward for everybody to come out. You don't even have to be a member of the Divine Nine. You can put a team together, come up, show up, or you could just come out, participate, fellowship, like you said, and have a wonderful time. It is a fundraiser. We're supporting American Heart Association, American Cancer Society, Una Recreation, and sickle cell awareness.
Oh man, that's all. And I think Val has Val's got the flyer for the program, and so if someone wanted to go in and take a little bit more, what's the web address they can go take a look at it?
They can go to www.d9greekgames.com and purchase their tickets today.
www.d9greekgames.com. You heard it first here. And Rob, man, where's this event? What's the date and the location that's going to be on it?
It's going to be Saturday, August the 2nd at Una Recreation in Nashville, Tennessee. It's going to be from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to have a great time, great fellowship. We're looking for all the organizations to come out and challenge everybody to come out, and we'd love to see who will represent the most that evening.
Oh, that's going to be dope. And Val, I'm telling you, I think I'm going to be around that weekend. If I am, I have to come out with the podcast and do some on-site interviews, man, and get some footage, man, because I think this is going to be nice. Because if I'm not mistaken, Rob, this is probably a first for Nashville. I don't think I've seen this, not in this manner. I've seen some other, events, but not in this manner, that we've had over at TSU and different things of that nature, even at Fisk. But to have something that encompasses the whole D9 here in the Nashville area, man, I'm almost going to say this is pretty a bunch of firsts as far as I know.
Yes. We were trying to do something new, fresh, and exciting that will just entertain, but it's for a good cause. So we really want everybody to come out and show out.
And that's great. As you guys can see, man, this is going to affect American Heart Society, American Cancer Society, and sickle cell, something that affects all African American people as well as other folks as well. So you can come out if you are part of the D9. Come out, make sure you represent August 2nd at Una Park. It's going to be from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Make sure you come out. Look forward to have fun. Now, I'm assuming you guys are going to have some good food out there too, Rob, right?
Oh, we got some wonderful food trucks that are going to be out there and show out, and I'm excited now. I need to, plan what I'm going to eat. So I'm looking forward to it. Yes.
But I got it. Val, you got any questions for him, Val?
I'm grateful that you already said that I do not have to be a member of the Divine Nine to participate, but I think fundraising is something that you guys have actively been doing. And what is kind of the fundraising goal for that games, the Greek games?
Our fundraising goal is just to encourage everybody to give and give and give for us to help support these other causes. Because Sigmas, we do a lot in the community. We're always trying to give back. And this is just our effort and our way to help encourage people in the D9 community to give in this event, and also for us to support the events we care about. I mean, the causes we care about. Yes.
Do you guys have a kind of like what Val said? Do you have a set number or goal that you would say, hey, we're trying to reach $1,000 to give the American Heart, $500 to cancer, or just pretty much like you said, Rob, just come out, donate whatever you can donate. Those proceeds will be pretty much divided throughout and be given to all three organizations.
Yes, we're just looking. We don't want to limit it. We're just trying to raise and raise and raise and give as much as we can, just to help and support, because these causes all mean a lot to our organization.
Man, this is good. I mean, I'm loving this, especially tonight, man. We nationwide, and of course, I'm here in Nashville with you and on Interludes Talk on Tuesday, man. We're gonna put it out there for you. Val just had the flyer up. We'll continue to mention this, put it out on social media. I'll make sure I put it out on the gram for you and do everything we can do.
Thank you. We greatly appreciate that. I mean, we're challenging, Val, you, Coach Tony. We would love to see the Kappas come out and represent. Two of my good friends at Kappas. I don't like their decision, but I still love them.
When they got to that fork in the road, they made that right decision. That's
but I know they'll be there, and I'm looking forward to our Kappa brethren to be there as well.
Who was the brothers? Are they here in Nashville?
Yes, two brothers I went to high school with, and both crossed at TSU. Wonderful dudes, amazing dudes.
They them Alpha Theta boys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good, man. But I'm looking forward to. I'm trying my best to work on Val. Trying to get her a better understanding, Rob. Other Divine Nine, man, of what we do as a collective whole. I was telling her earlier today. See, believe it or not. A lot of people even watch our shows, even though we may or may not have talked to them, asked. They probably got the Greek background within them itself. And we're doing a lot of big things. And of course, here in Nashville, I'm really loving a lot of things because a lot of people don't realize, TSU is in our back door. So is FISK. So we get an opportunity to see those two HBCUs and doing a lot of big things, man. So it's been great.
Of course. I went to FISK. It was a wonderful institution. The Greek culture there was very strong. That's why I was introduced to it and decided while I was attending FISK that I wanted to be a Sigma.
Man, that's good. And you did everything right, man, except made the wrong decision at the fork. That's
all. I still love you, Coach Tony. I still love you.
All right, time to break this up. All right, we want to keep things friendly.
There you go. Well, hey, man, Brother Rob, we appreciate you, man, coming on and blessing us with this info. And I look forward to supporting it, man. And we got about 10 days here. I'm going to push as much as I can. That's for sure.
All right. We would greatly appreciate it. Once again, tickets are available at d9greekgames.com.
Rob, thank you so very much for joining us. We'll see you soon, but thank you so much for letting us know what you thought, what about the Greek games and exactly what's going to be happening. And come on back and see us soon.
Yeah, come on back and tell us about how everything went down that weekend. I'm like I said, Val, I'm hoping to get out there if I'm not going that weekend. Try to get out, snap some pictures. And then Rob, even for yourself, man, you got my info. Please keep me and Val, shoot me some photos of everybody so that following week, man, on that Monday, Tuesday, we put it up in talk about the games, man, as a little follow up.
That would be amazingly great. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, because I was listening to Ricky Smiler this morning, but I don't know if you know, they're doing something similar to this as a big nationwide thing that's up in wine country, up in Sonoma, California. Did you hear about that?
Did not
Yeah.
hear about it, but I'm assuming it's a good thing.
And your boy Dion Cole is the host.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
this is great for Nashville. And I think, Rob, we jump this off in the right way. I think each and every year, man, this thing's going to get bigger and bigger, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless everybody.
Thanks a lot. All right. So we're going to go to a commercial, and it'll be me and Coach. Thank you so much, Rob. We'll see you soon.
Appreciate it, brother.
We're kicking off a whole brand new season. I know you guys have missed us, but we are back. And of course, it's always exciting and wonderful to have a very talented individual who has started a wonderful tech company. And then, of course, he is the host of Tech Thursdays on a platform called the House of Creativity. And he has just finished his book, Where? Jay Mullane Wise. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Val the Voice Johnson. I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
One thing I forgot to mention is that also about, I want to say October, November of last year, Wise stepped into the podcasting game, initially starting on Instagram and then started his platform, Wise Going Live. I was recently on the platform, but I think I've been there 4 times. It has been extremely gratifying to see how far you've come as a host, a podcaster, and also a moderator, sir. So I just wanted to say kudos.
Thank you. Thank you very much. When you're around great talent like yourself, Val the Voice, it only does inspires you to go forth. And we have amazing community of people that inspire us to actually, keep accountable. You keep me accountable. I keep you accountable. We all keep each other accountable, and we try to do the great thing to move forward.
What is going on? I got to do the opening. I didn't do that. Just like from that movie, I'm going to get you, sucker. Everybody needs a theme song.
And you got that right.
Everybody needs a theme song. Let's not get it twisted.
Somebody else will come clean it up. We've never had that luxury. We've always had to be twice, 10 times as good. So black excellence is better. It's just what it is. Mm-hmm. We just put black on it because it is. Mm-hmm. We've had to always be that. We've never, no matter what we've done, and even when we're better than them, they still will find a way to put somebody over us. That's just what it is. So everything black.
Comrades, welcome. Now this just may be our most lively Not All Hood episode to date. For those of you who don't know Tamika Georgia Me Harper, you are in for a ride. She is a force, and she's also a true spirit. From HBO's Def Poetry Jam to performing on Broadway and on global stages, Georgia Me has always led with her truth and authenticity. And whether you agree with her perspectives or not, what cannot be denied is that she is a lesson in self-acceptance, radical self-love, and she's an inspiration to being unapologetically and unabashedly true to self. She reps the hood through and through and reminds us that even in the hood, we are not a monolith. Enjoy the conversation.
So one thing I wanted to mention about Malcolm Jamal Warner is that he had kind of dipped into, about a year ago, the lane that me and you are in, which is podcasting. And that was kind of a little bit of a teaser of Not All Hood podcast. Had you heard of it, Coach?
Yeah, I was watching. Actually, I was he had done a couple of things. He was on spoken word too.
Yeah, did a lot of spoken word. Did a lot of spoken word. Let me see if I can bring this up. His mom they interviewed his mom. This was years ago. And I think this was Access Hollywood. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Yeah, here we go. Just gotta do the.
What was it like to raise this young man?
Easy. Easy as pie.
Were you easy as pie?
No, really, he was really a good kid. He listened. He was a good kid.
I've always had a really good foundation, which I think is what helped me during the Cosby years when the job of living in the public eye.
Yeah.
Because we already had such a strong foundation.
Yeah.
I think there were life things that my mother was preparing me for.
Yeah. So
Did you hear what Bill Cosby said about him?
Yes. Oh, yes. I heard that.
And I love that interview. They were talking to him, I think about 2 weeks ago before that. And he was saying that he was sitting down having a great conversation with his mom. And he was talking about how he knew he would always be left for his legacy from the Cosby, but he didn't want that to be his only legacy. That was a pretty deep conversation. But for you, and I'm not going to tell you mine yet, what was your favorite Cosby episode with Theo?
Yeah, we had just discussed it. I did like a poll about some of our things with this, and let me go ahead and bring up the photos. But there was the Real World episode. That was one of my favorites. The Real World episode. There was the Gordon Gartrell, the shirt that Denise made. That was
Gordon Gartrell was my favorite one. He was tripping, and he told me he's like, it's $99. And think about it, Dad. If I live to be 99, it just costs $1 a year. And then he took it out of the bag, and his shirt was lopsided. Didn't even fit.
What am I gonna do with this? And I was totally cracked up.
The reason why I love that, Val, because at that time, in Chicago, man, you talked about this a while back too. A lot of people don't know there was another black fashion designer in the early '80s that was big time with Willie Wear. So in Chicago, Chicago, New York, people was on that Willie Wear hard. And I used to have a couple of Willie Wear shirts going to school. So when that Gordon Gartrell came out, I was like, yeah, this is like Willie Wear.
Yeah, so I that was one of my favorites, and I was a huge fan of the relationship that he had with Michelle Thomas, who played Justine on the show. She passed of cancer, so a rare form of cancer in '99. I think they had dated throughout. Yeah, Justine. So they the fictitious character, they started dating in high school. Then I think his first 2 years in college, I think they dated. But what was interesting is that when she got a role over on Family Matters, fawning over the Steve Urkel character, but unfortunately she left us, and he wrote a very heartfelt goodbye to her. I don't think social media was up and around that much in 1999. Yeah, but I think he put something up publicly where people could see that. But the two of them, that was a relationship that was public, which I'm finding out, and that's him and his mom. What I'm finding out that he really was very guarded when it came to his personal life.
Oh yeah,
because I guess with being a childhood star, it can be rough on you. And I was just grateful that for him getting in as early as he did. He was 14 when he started on the Cosby Show, but I think he started 2 years before that, so he's a little bit younger. But he had expressed an interest to his mom as early as 7th or 8th grade. I think I saw on one interview. He said, "I want to be an actor," and his mom totally supported that. Do you know the story behind his name?
Well, I'm assuming maybe Malcolm X.
Yeah, Malcolm X and Amal Jamal.
Jamal, yeah. Tell them all, Jamal. Yeah, that was in there. That was in the rap. That's funny. And the crazy part about it, Val, you look at, he was around stars. It wasn't like, sometimes like you got that one with Will Smith right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Will and all of them was cool. Will ended up being a big one. Carlton doing his thing right now, but everybody else kind of fell off a little bit. But on the Cosbys, man, Bill was Bill. Felicia's still putting up grandmama roles, right? She's still playing grandmama roles right now. She was just there with my boy, in the not the mechanic, but the worker
The
bee.
Shy,
No, the worker bee.
the
You ever see
worker
that?
bee. Okay,
You ever
haven't
seen
seen that
that?
show.
Oh,
Never
with
seen.
Jason Statham?
No,
Oh,
I haven't seen the worker bee. Is that a
so
series or a movie?
no, just a regular movie. So she plays as a lonely widower who just lost her husband and end
Mm-hmm.
up getting into a lot of money. And you know how these people call and take all these older elderly people's money from a phone call, tell them, insurance policy was bad, but we're gonna do something about it. And they took these millions of dollars away from these people, and Jason Statham went and got it back. And he had a personal relationship with Felicia because he lived on her farm, taking care of her bees as a worker bee.
Ah,
So you got to check
ah,
and it's pretty tough. But she was big, so everyone went on to do some big things from the Cosby, and it was really good that Theo. I mean, he ended up playing roles of a medical doctor and all different things of that nature. He went on to have a great career, and to have something tragic like this, because I just got back from Belize and all that, and to be on the ocean side of the Pacific, and we talk about these currents all the time. And me and my buddy
okay.
talked about this the other day. And for those that don't know, they always say, when we're down, put on a life jacket, even if you're going into the ocean. And I know your mind may not think that quickly, but if you get hit with a current or an undertow, then try to figure out and turn sideways and swim sideways out of it. And the current usually will push you back towards the land. But when you are panicking in a situation and feel like someone's grabbing you and it's just water pulling you down, you got a split second to think about that. And
And I
unfortunately,
think
it didn't have that.
they didn't have lifeguards in Costa Rica on the beach that he was on.
When I was down Valley in Belize, there's no lifeguards. That like I walked miles just just we finished up basketball. It rained every day. It's like tropical
Mm-hmm.
depression because it's the front side of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
The day that flew out, bad weather was coming in. We had to fly around that and whatnot. But you go down and walk on a beach or the ocean, there is no lifeguard. There are signs that says no lifeguard on duty.
Okay.
And what they do, Val, is that they got. Have you ever been to like maybe a big river? Like go downtown, like on Lake Michigan, right? Down
Okay.
on Oak Street Beach, right?
Right.
And you look out on the lake, and they got those stakes in the water, right? That tells you don't go further than these
Well,
stakes.
don't go past those
Correct.
stakes.
Right.
Yeah, and I think with Malcolm, he was on break for the show, the Not All Hood podcast, because they had literally just celebrated their 1 year anniversary on May 31st. They just celebrated it, so they were gearing up for the second season, and I believe they were showing I think episodes. They just released an episode on July 18th. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, what a way to interrupt life with God kind of doing his thing, saying, you know what, it's time for you to come on home. And it's like, I felt like he had so much more to give because he was giving, because people, one thing I was told long time ago, Coach, with an actor, even though the one role might have been extremely iconic, never call them by their role, call them by their name. I did that with Jesse. I'm so sorry. I did that with Darnell Williams. Darnell Williams is an actor that was on All My Children, who played opposite of Debbie Morgan. You know them by their character names, Jesse and Angie. I saw him on the train and my brain was like, please don't call him Jesse. Please don't call him Jesse. Call him Darnell. And I said, Mr. Williams. I even I really put some respect on his name, but he looked like he was aggravated. I just moved to New York. I'd probably only been there for a couple of months. And I was like, Mr. Williams. And he was like, yeah. Kind of looked at me like, why are you bothering me? And I was like, I'm so sorry to bother you, but I just wanted to let you know that my mom and I have been a major fan of you and Debbie Morgan. Yes, know her real name, and how you've represented Black people on all my children for the last couple of years. Tony, his whole face changed from aggravation to elation.
Wow.
Thank you. I was like, oh, thank God.
But you know, I
Thank
think
God.
I don't know, Val. I think it's a person how you do it, because
You
I
have to
bumped
be
in.
respectful.
But I bumped into New York. I went to New York. I was on the way out of the country and bumped into Jason, Bourne, like a Bourne Identity in the
Jason Bourne, you're referring to Matt Damon?
Matt Damon. He's short as hell. Bumped into him in the bathroom.
You gotta know his name. You're so
No,
funny.
I could think of Matt Damon. I was like, my man, Bourne, what's up, baby? He was like, hey, what's good? He talked to me. We was tripping in the bathroom, kind of like Coming to America. You come out like, how the hell he just meet somebody in the bathroom? Come up. So we come out. And then we were laughing and joking, gave each other some dap. I went on a plane. He went on. Fast forward. Remember I showed you the picture of Clyde. We was in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I walked up behind him. Pinky, what's up, Pinky? I was like, man, what's up, Pinky? And he looked at me like I was crazy. I said, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, Pinky. And he looked at me and said, boy, you had me going for a minute, man. I almost swung on you. And then he gave me a high five, and I sent you those pictures. Me and him took about 4 or 5 pictures. He was at his grandson's AAU game. So I think sometimes it's how you approach them. And if you can approach them in their character and you know what you're talking about and you can catch them at the right moment, I think it's good. Because I know Cube was talking about, he never got called O'Shea. Everybody ever seen him was always Cube, Ice Cube. And there's always boys in the hood.
And here's the thing. There's a major difference with that, Coach. I know what point you're trying to make. Here's the thing. When you're an actor, people can get caught in their head and go, I'm only going to call you Theo. You're Theo Huxtable. Mm-hmm. Malcolm Jamal Warner is not Theo Huxtable.
Yeah, because he wanted to do so many more things. Exactly right.
Exactly. So Malcolm Jamal Warner he's an actor. He is a musician. He's a poet. And then I don't know if you remember Malcolm and Eddie. You remember Malcolm and Eddie when he was on with Eddie Griffith?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, so
Val, it took me a minute to figure out how the hell they called it Malcolm and Eddie. And then I said, damn, that's their names.
That's their names. Because check this out. Someone told Will Smith, and this was a thing that he talked about. Someone told Will Smith, if you're going to be on television, if you play whatever your iconic character is, put your real name in there. Yeah. Don't do a character name. So I think Malcolm Jamal Warner did not have any control over what his name would be on the Cosby Show, but Malcolm and Eddie, he had a little bit more creative control. This was a show that ran 4 seasons on the UPN network. That was United. It was Paramount Television. Yeah, UPN.
I remember.
And so this show was cute. It went through a couple of changes. Yeah. I think Karen Molina White she played opposite of him, and they ended up dating from the show. So I was just like, I was
to become a doctor on TV on the regular shows as a doctor. So he did a lot of things. And again,
The Resident. This was one of the recent TV shows that he was on. I think he was on this for a couple of seasons.
He had a great crew with that show.
Yeah, exactly. But you're not your character. Don't call me by my character. My name is Malcolm Jamal Warner. Please address me as Malcolm, or if you want to be respectful, say Mr. Warner. Do that.
Thanks a lot, Bella. I've been like, what's up? What up? But again, Val, I think it's the person and the personality, because you can approach Martin Lawrence like that because Martin is Martin, right? Because he didn't change his name, But if you walk up on Will Smith, do you say, what up, Will? Or do you say Mike Lowry?
You don't say Mike Lowry because he's not.
What's up, Mike Lowry?
You don't say Mike Lowry.
Oh my God! Tonight, Mike Lowry. What's up, baby? But I think it'd be like that. But it's crazy, Val. Again, God has been working this year, and I was having a conversation with a good buddy of mine the other day, and I said we can talk about all the crime. We could talk about the wars. We could talk about anything you want. But God has taken more people out this year through water and storm disasters than anything. Floods have taken out more people this year than mostly more murders. And it's been incredible because Mother Nature don't know color and don't know location. And when she talk to you, she coming at you.
Exactly.
You know,
No respect of person, as my other people would say. Just no respect of a person. But I have to say, for the family. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
I was just saying, what's up, Bella, baby? She's checking in tonight. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure, and I pray that we don't get in trouble for this. But let me go ahead and show this. So a lot of people don't know about the music, and I meant to get the album covers he did. He started a band. Oh gosh, Miles High. Let me triple check that. He started a band, and he won a Grammy. He was one of the youngest to get Emmy nomination for his role as Theodore Huxtable on the Cosby Show.
Wow.
And then he won a Grammy for one of my favorite songs from Robert Glasper. The album. Oh gosh, I have to look at my notes. But Layla Hathaway, they remade the song "Jesus Loves the Children of America," the song that Stevie Wonder recorded years ago, and he does this very powerful poem. And I know that's what that was, but coming from this nucleus of the family of the Huxtables.
Is that Glasper better than I imagine?
No. It's Robert Glasper, and the name of the album, I'll bring it up now.
Yes,
the name of the album.
The song was better than I imagine. Was it that one?
No, it's not. No, it's not that one at all.
I remember that song.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up real quick. Robert Glasper. When you see this picture,
man, if you think back, hey, that was it.
So the name of the album was called Black Radio.
Black Radio, yep.
And the song that he was on, let me see.
I laugh because I look at Rudy, the baby, and now she's on House of Pain.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You know,
exactly.
It's crazy.
Oh, it's not on. Wait, it's not on this album. Which album? It's not Black Radio.
So that's what I'm saying. I know a couple of Glasper songs because he's got a couple of gospel songs that's hit some of my house music.
He's not gospel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a straight musician. He's he's from Texas. He's an American pianist, producer, songwriter, all that stuff.
Say gospel,
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the album he did this thing with. Okay, let me just type it in.
When I say that, I was just saying Glasper's got a couple of songs in the house music genre that they got him mixed in with a couple of things with gospel that I've gotten. I'm like, I've got a couple of his tracks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Saying. Oh, well, I got you. So
you know how they remake everything.
So
look at Denise.
Oh, I meant to. Yeah. So that's Lisa Bonet. This is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite photos. This is from the series finale song. It's the series finale Cosby Show. You remember this?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, that was awesome. You know what I liked about the Cosby too, as Bill was introducing a different world. You alluded to it, not today. Man, you talked about this many months ago when we were talking about a different world and different thing. But it was, I remember your exact comment. Like, when I saw that, it made me want to go to school. You know, if I had $100 for everybody heard say that, I have a nice little money in the bank. Because it was just that. When you talk about the frats and this and that, it portrayed every piece of HBCU to the real world for those that didn't know about HBCU, you know, and it was amazing. I remember being at home at the PWI, and my homeboys at State down in Tennessee and at Fisk, Alabama A&M, Tuskegee and all that, and they were talking about this. And the closest thing I got to what they were talking about was watching this show. Mm-hmm. Because this led into just so much. And that's why I always tell the kids, you guys will never have shows like we had that you force yourself to get inside and watch. Because if you missed it, you wouldn't get no rerun.
Mm-hmm. There, yeah. If you missed, it was appointment television. If we
Yes.
were to talk about it, it was appointment television. And I'm telling you, when I started watching the reruns of the Cosby Show and watching that very last episode. I don't know why I get so emotional because the funny thing about that episode was that the bell was wrong. The doorbell. I don't know if you remember, the doorbell was wrong. And
Yep.
so he says, "I finally fixed it, Claire." And he was like, "You want to try it?" And she was like, "I'm not trying it. I'm not getting electrocuted," because I think she tried it earlier in the episode, or probably if another one, and she
Right.
she shocked herself. He's like, "No, it's gonna work." So he was like, "Okay, you guys, and hit it." And when he goes to press it, you hear the full the NBC theme,
Yeah,
and the two of them start dancing, and they dance off the set, and I was like, that means there's no more episodes.
Oh yeah, that was like but the episode that I liked that it had nothing to do with Theo was Vanessa when she was grown and gonna leave and go out of town with her friends and go to the concert.
Oh, you know what? That was it. Wait, Coach. That was an episode that let me not make the mistake that Malcolm directed. He started
Really?
directing shows in.
Oh
I want
wow.
to say, yeah, he started directing shows in the last two seasons of the Cosby Show, and that was one
That
of the
was
shows he directed.
hilarious. So he was like, "Oh, you want to be
Mhm.
grown? You want to go down? You want to tell us that you up in Philly, but you actually gone down to DC."
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But like I said, it is. And I want to. I'll be remiss if I don't mention. He did a show with Tracy Ellis Ross
AC, my
called
girl.
"Read Between the Lines," and I have to read what she put in a very beautifully emotional post on IG. I
I
have it
was
right
in that post
here.
she had the other day.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, I was looking at the picture and I was like, oh my gosh, this is okay. According, if I'm looking at this Variety, I'm on Variety.com. She says, "I love you, Malcolm." Tracy Ellis Ross wrote on her Instagram, alongside of a couple of photos that she had with Warner when they did the sitcom "Read Between the Lines," and it was spelled REED because that was their last name.
Right.
When I first met you as Theo with the rest of the world, and then you were my first TV husband. My heart is so sad. What an actor and friend you were. Warm, gentle, present, kind, thoughtful, deep, funny, elegant. You
Oh,
made the world a brighter place, sending so much love to your family. I am so sorry for this imaginable loss. Like, I love Tracy Ellis Ross from Girlfriends and Blackish and everything else, but I knew,
like Tracy Period.
yeah, but I knew they did this show from I think 2011 to like 2014, and I think Blackish came right after this because she did the single life with the Girlfriends, but then she was portraying a wife and a mother. And Sherry Shepherd had a show for one season and a sitcom, and she requested that Malcolm Jamal Warner portray her husband on her show, and it was only for one season. And I got one episode on one of my old iPhones because I
Right.
downloaded it through Apple, and I was like, that's one of my favorites. But Malcolm Jamal Warner, he will be sorely missed. I'm sitting here, probably going in the wrong direction.
I
Oh
love
yeah,
Raw. That's my
yeah.
girl. I just play her husband. She
So he will be sorely missed, and I thank you guys for joining us on tonight for us to kind of reminisce with us about what we loved about the show that introduced him to all of us, which was the Cosby Show, but then kind of reflecting on other roles that he portrayed in. And if you have not heard that song, and he's recorded music on his own, go check him out. I mean, he has left so much here. There is a TED talk that he recently did
Yeah,
last year that
saw
I was
that. I
watching.
saw
I
that.
sent that to you. Yeah, I sent that to you. And he did a wonderful poetry at the very beginning. And then he spoke about how tough it is to be a black man in America. And I was just thinking, we need to continue to hear from this black man. But he was literally less than a month away from turning double nickels.
Man, it's so
So,
tough.
yeah.
47 trying to arrest the 43rd.
And speaking of 43rds and all the rest of that, before we get completely out of here, and I see someone commented, yes, thank you so much for that, Mr. Springer. He says, rest in power, Malcolm Jamal Warner. I'm going to squeeze this in here because we said we were gonna mention it, but Stephen Colbert and his show is coming to an
My
end.
boy, I forgot to see my picture, man. I kidded with Steve a few years ago when I was in New York, big city of dreams.
Yeah. So you told me, because I thought, and I don't, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me keep it on him. The Late Show has been around for 33 seasons. Stephen Colbert has been hosting it for 9.
Yep.
And so there was a deal that went through. There was a deal that's been happening in the background with Paramount and Skydance. And I thought that because Stephen Colbert publicly criticized not only the president, which he does all the time,
Correct.
he also criticized his Paramount too. And Coach, you told me that was not the sole reason why he was canceled. They had to honor the contract. They couldn't just go right ahead and fire him. He's going to be on for the next year through May. So what is the reason why you believe Stephen Colbert lost his show?
Well, I mean, I've got a chance to look at it. I mean, if you go today to YouTube and you pull up Stephen Colbert talks about the reason why he's firing, he'll talk to you about it, the whole thing. That was a piece of it. But then that was just basically a cover up from the 47th trying to do what he's got to do because he's been very critical of him from day one. Now it's really going to get critical because he don't give a damn because the show's going away, right? Because if I know I'm going away, I'm going to talk about Valerie ass every day. I don't care what she say because I know I'm out. And if you fire me earlier, then I want my severance package. You can pay my money. I'm going to stay at the crib. So that's a smart play on Stephen. I love it. I got an opportunity to bump into him in New York a few years ago when I was up doing a basketball camp. And cool as hell. He from the Chi. I had all my Chicago White Sox gear on, man. He was cool. Let me take some pictures of him sitting up on the sign. I'm just mad. I should have sent them to you. I'm going to still send them to you for down the road. We'll do a show. You can put them up. But Stephen, besides being critical of the 47th, he idolized what was going on in the previous election. And CBS had said that when Kamala Harris was running for president, it was this or that way in terms of the speech that she gave. 47 said, no, you guys had taken some excerpts out. And when they went back and looked at it, not only did they have to do an apology, but they had to do a retraction because it was edited out. And basically on that itself, the lawsuit came down, of which is CBS paid 47, I think right in $16-17 million. And part of the settlement was Stephen Colbert's shows got to go away. That's the reason why he lost the show.
Yeah, and I think
that pisses me off.
And I think
you said that you can't have a sister run this country, man.
So here's the thing. This is becoming a trend with this particular leader. Yep. Is if you can't
be on my side,
criticize, if you can't can't agree and if you can't openly criticize and participate in the First Amendment freedom of speech, you can lose your platform or lose your job because he can say, well, if you want funding or a license or something to go through, and I have the power to make that happen. And I think he mentioned, he says, I'm very happy that Stephen Colbert lost his
Yeah,
job.
he
The
put it
next
up on
person, and
Twitter.
he said Jimmy
Like,
Kimmel is next. I'm like,
yeah, didn't it like he wasn't even good. He it's good to take the trash out of the air, and Jimmy Kimmel's next because both of them has been it. But Val, let me ask you a question.
mm-hmm.
Why do we even have parties?
Or why do we have Democratic and Republican parties?
Yeah, because you got a freaking party in the White House. This is only from Coach Tony's opinion, not Val. But you got a Republican Party that's in the House right now that's scared to even sit on their own chair. Because if they sit on the right side of the chair and 47 say, I told you when you come to this meeting, everybody sits on the left side of the chair. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, you're fired. This is not a game show. This is America. This is what we're dealing with people's lives. You are changing things. And today's news, I was so glad to see Martin Luther King's daughter. I think they slapped a $700 and something million lawsuit against the government because you uncover brother Martin Luther King, who was a civil rights activist. That's the reason why me and you are on this podcast tonight, right? Because of the things that they have done and had to go through. But then again, you turn around and you still want to cover up all this stuff with the Jeffrey Epstein case. But it's because you know you're going to be up in that joint, and even the party of choice is saying they don't even agree with it. So I go crazy because I'm telling you right now, Val, 36 months from now, you're going to probably see the first president in the U.S. that's probably being independent. Because I think people are tired of the Democrats, they're tired of Republicans, and you're going to see people that rolling with Bernie Sanders. They're going to be up in the office.
And I think, and see, here's the thing. This is why I usually just have a real issue when entertainment intersects with politics. It was requested for the host of The View to tone down their rhetoric on the president. Because that's ABC Disney. That's ABC Disney. That's ABC Disney. So that's
right.
another.
But if it was on Fox,
they want to get money.
On Fox.
Right. And I think Trump wants to sue someone else. I don't know what it is. There's a bunch of things that he's saying. Look, if you don't agree with me, I'm going to fire you, or I'm going to get you dismissed. I'm going to take you out. You can't speak up.
Yeah, but it's crazy because this is not the Kremlin. What's the U.S. Attorney General? I can't remember her name. She had enough nerves to come on TV last night to say, I don't know where the hell you guys get these numbers because 98.7% of the Republican Party supports him. That is a lie. That is the biggest lie she could have told. And if she's going to say that, let me see these numbers because that ain't what's going on. That is not what's going on. And if it was, the Republican Party by themselves do not put that person in the office. You got to cross party lines to get somebody in the office. So you want to look at the entire American people, right? We are the people. And he's basically shredding the Constitution. It means nothing. You can't, as you mentioned a moment ago, freedom of speech, out. First Amendment, gone. Second Amendment, so what? Third Amendment, I rewrite it. Donald Trump Amendment, hey, that sounds like a good amendment right there. Let's put that in. Everything is great, and I've never seen someone that's in a situation that's a bind, but you want to spin it and you go after another president, talking about I'm about to arrest another president, only so you can cool down the rhetoric that's on your back, and it's amazing. If you and I was in a situation where, I could give you a perfect example. This couple that was at the freaking Coldplay concert, did you see that?
That was so embarrassing. That kind of made news. That video went viral too. Yeah,
the lady who did it, she's got over like almost 600 million views, which is crazy. She probably got me and you did do some crazy stuff like that because she got a quick paycheck from YouTube. But the crazy part about it, he got fired as CEO. She didn't get fired as HR director, and she flipped the script and may have a lawsuit. And do you know the reason why?
Because she was a subordinate to him being a CEO.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
What?
What they didn't know, Val, even though she is married to the Cabot family, Cabot. If you know anything about the Cabots, they're one of the biggest wine producing spirits in the East Coast. Huge, I'm talking about 1700 century money, that time of money. And she's married them. She was already in divorce court, in a divorce. So for her, she was single. So if she wanted to hug him or not hug him, it didn't matter. And when she's now forming a lawsuit or rebuttal that it was somebody internal in the company, because that's how they got the kiss cam up there. And they think she felt it was a setup. But in terms of her, she hasn't been fired because she was HR and she was a single lady because she is quasi. She's in divorce and was on the outskirts of getting her divorce. She was just waiting for everything to be signed. So she said, I'm good. So it was, I started reading it today. I'm like, man, this is crazy. But my man, he's done. And he probably won't even get an opportunity to bounce back from this. And
Yeah. Yeah. And all I can say is
watch my boys, y'all better be at the game like this.
So, but getting back to Stephen Colbert, and as we go ahead and wrap up, all I can say is that if the YouTube channel has 10 million subscribers, his recent tear into his monologue, his opening monologue for last night's show,
I love his monologue.
That was over 3 million views. So CBS should possibly rethink taking him off the air, but I don't know what they're gonna do. But
you know what I think he's gonna do, Val?
What?
You know what I think he's gonna do?
What's he gonna do?
I think he's gonna go be with his homeboy John Daly. I love it. I think he's going to HBO or Showtime where he can cuss. He can say the hell he want to say. I'm telling you, John Daly be riding his ass all the time on Comedy Central and all that. Man, John Daly, I love it. And I think Colbert is heading that way because I think that David Letterman saw the writing on the wall. And do you know David Letterman had more views at bigger shows when he left CBS and went to HBO and started doing the Letterman HBO specials?
Yeah, he started doing that during the interview.
That's crazy.
And my next guest is, and I love that show. But here's the thing: he's going to follow the same. I think he's going to probably come to YouTube, or he'll come to independent in the same way that who's the young man, John Lemon, and then Reed. Joy Reid is so she brought all of her folks that was following her on MSNBC, and now she's on YouTube. So Stephen Colbert, when you're done over at the Late Show, we would love to have you do your own thing, independent or whatever.
No. Val saying that wrong. Stephen Colbert, my boy from the Shy. I already know what you're talking about, and I already plugged with you already. I got you on social media, man. You need to pull up on me on the Pull Up Podcast show or tonight on Interludes, man. I want to talk to you, Steve. I want to let you air all your dirty laundry, man. I want you to bring your bags of laundry, man. I got a wash machine in the back.
I don't think there's any dirty laundry. Everything is going to be flying around. And Ashley, thank you so very much. He says, rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner, aka Theo Huxtable. See, he's gonna forever be known as Theo.
I told you that, man. Hey, man, Pinky gonna be known as Pinky.
He's gonna be known as that as well. Oh my gosh. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up. I was telling everyone, please, pretty please, with sugar on top, scan the QR code and follow Coach Tony on the Pull Up Podcast show, which comes every week. Every week, we're always excited to see that at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And of course, you scan the QR code, but follow him on Instagram, which is the Pull Up Podcast Show at the Pull Up Podcast Show. And so, so we're posting over
you
there.
gotta pull up. Don't be bull. Pull up. Don't stop. Pull up. You didn't get your license. Go get a new license. Get the star up on it, so we know you. We ain't got to send you to the 47. Because he putting y'all out the country. But last night, Val, I got to send super duper shout out to my one and only, my man. This is my man's and them. My son, Lil Tone, man, stepped in last night. Executive produced the show last night. Kicked it, did every great job. I appreciate you, Tony. I didn't get an opportunity at the end of the show last night to say how much I appreciate the hard work you put in. Looking forward to doing some big things with you down the road. And that money for Middle Tennessee State University is paying off, baby. So finish up this year, graduate, let's make it happen.
The print book, A DJ Saved My Life, is available on the website. Coach,
I like the new picture, man.
I know everyone likes the new picture. A DJ Saved My Life with a little sparkly in the side. And so, of course, let me stop sharing real quick because I want to do this. You guys, there it is. I'm ready to sign it. It's so gorgeous. Look at it. It's beautiful. I have to do that. And Coach, before you got here, we complimented and I shared all about your son doing a great job on yesterday. I was at my dinner and I had my cell phone. Where is it? I had my cell phone. I was looking.
Yeah,
I was
like, okay. You all this. I was like, man, I'm still up in all this. She's supposed to be over there chilling. Because
I didn't want to totally disconnect, but it is what it is. Patreon.com. Please join us. You can join for free. You don't have to pay. But if you do pay, you will get an opportunity to see some of my comedy. I just put up some more comedy clips, my comedy routine that I did at Afro Joe's about a year ago, Coach. So you guys, and then of course Afro Joe's and the Purple Robe Diaries. I'm still doing some things with that. Now it's a little too hot for the Purple Robe, but I am still representing. Go to patreon.com/interludes and join our community for free. But if you want to get the paid content, you can upgrade for as little as $5 a month. $5 a month. You got $5. You got $5.
You go to Wendy's, you go to KFC, McDonald's, Popeyes, $5 or $6 meal deal. That's a $5 meal deal.
It's a $5 meal. It's a $5 meal. You could definitely do that. So, but on behalf of myself and Coach Tony, we want to give a heartfelt prayer and thoughts and heart. My heart and my thoughts go out to his mom, his wife and daughter, who he didn't tell people about. And for the folks that were very close to Malcolm, I want to say thank you so much, Malcolm, for all that you gave to us, the culture. We will miss you.
Yep.
We will miss you.
Man, I tell you, Golden Guard Trail will forever live, baby. You made me go. We talking about back in the day, Val. You know that. Wasn't no internet. I was trying to find a Golden Guard Trail shirt. How can I get this shirt? But hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you continue to share the show. Send it to your friends. Tell them about Interludes. We're going to keep acting a fool on Tuesday nights. Pull up on me on Monday. But with me, my girl, Val the Voice, you know what we do. Peace.